Good morning, guys. Welcome to my kitchen. So I want to do something I haven't done in a while, which is shoot a video of a recipe. This is a very simple breakfast. We're going to use eggs. We're going to use some hash brown potatoes and a little bit of onion. We're going to get a lot of protein. We're going to get some complex carbohydrates, and we're going to get some healthy fats. So this is the setup. Basically, I've got a saute pan here. I put about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. This is actually extra virgin olive oil. And you want to make sure it's all around the pan. You want to make sure that there's enough in there because we want to actually fry those potatoes to get brownness. Because if they're not brown, they're kind of mushy and they're nasty. So anyway, we're going to heat this up first. So this oil should be super hot. So once we drop the potatoes in, they sizzle and brown. I just bought a bag of diced hash browns, already brand. There's just a couple of ingredients here, really, potatoes and a couple other things I threw in there. Anyway, so this is going to be good enough. It's a cheap bag of potatoes. I'm going to use 2 cups for this recipe. This is just for 1 serving. It's just for me, for my breakfast. Okay. I've also got 4 eggs. Whipped up 4 eggs, beaten them in here with a little bit of black pepper. I've got half a yellow onion. I don't really like onions that much, but it's going to give the potatoes a really good flavor. And then seasoning. You need seasoning, of course. These potatoes have 0 seasoning on them. So I found this in my pantry. I don't even know what it is. Whatever seasoning you like on your eggs or potatoes, it'll work. This is called Creole. It has the salt, pepper, red pepper, chili powder, garlic powder. I guess that's about it. So this will work. This will taste good. So this has been heating up on medium-high for just a little bit. I think it's probably ready to go. Woo! You can tell by the sound that yes, it is. We're gonna throw a little bit of seasoning in here. Okay. Don't be shy. What did I do with my thing here? All right. Get rid of that one. All right. So, key here, we want to let this brown up first. We don't want to throw in the eggs just yet. We don't want to throw in the onions just yet. Let's let this brown up just a little bit with the seasoning. The bag says it takes 12 to 14 minutes to cook these fully. So we're going to give it a little bit of time here to brown. All right, as you can see, they're starting to brown up nicely. This is what we're going to throw in our onions. Again, we want those browned up just a little bit too, nice and soft. You want to get them to where they're almost translucent. So again, we're going to let this oil cook these, and we're on medium-high heat. And we're going to let this sit for just a couple minutes. Alright, so this has been sitting on here for about 5 minutes. As you can see, everything is nice and brown here. It actually smells really good. So now everything is pretty well cooked. So I'm just going to drop the eggs in. And I'm going to drop a half a cup of cheese, shredded cheese. Use whatever kind of cheese you like. I happen to love cheese. We're going to stir this up just a little bit. And we're going to let these eggs cook. Alright, so I dropped the heat on the eggs and I've let it cook here for about 4 minutes or so. If you keep the heat up too high, the eggs are going to brown, they're going to burn, it's not going to taste as good, they're going to dry out. So drop the heat. The cheese is melted in here pretty good. And this is pretty much it. So this looks like a lot of food, and actually it is a good amount of food, to be honest. Again, this is one meal, so it's quite a bit if you have a big appetite. This actually makes a really good pre-workout. So some of you may want to cut. So I'm going to drop the macros in the nutritional breakdown, the calories below the video. But if you want to cut it in half, use 1 cup of potatoes and 2 eggs. That's just fine too. Again, this is quite a bit of food. And I'm just going to garnish it. I'm going to add a little more flavor to it. I'm using Jack's Cantina salsa, organic. I'm sure that's going to be good. So we're going to drop a couple of spoonfuls of that on here. Let it cool down for a minute. We have one solid breakfast.